Developers. In previous video we have seen slider and other widgets available in Streamlit. Up to slider we have seen. So just recap it. In slider we had given numbers from numbers between a range of numbers for which slider was created. For example, in this case we were asked to have how old are you as a slider label, then range, and then currently at which slider is available. So this st.slider function had created a range from 0 to 130 and the slider point selected at 25, and it was writing I am age means slider value available in age variable. So I am 25 years old. Let us see how it was working. Let me rerun it. Need to save it. So like this slider option was there 0 to 130 and it was at 25. I could choose between 0 to 130 any number and this slider was working. Similar to this slider, we were able to choose date and time fields and a range of time fields, but strings were not available. Then here comes the select slider, which we can use for our slider needs which are not numerical or date values. So let me comment old data and create a select slider example. So the select slider function has this signature, label is mandatory and options is mandatory, other values are just optional as in other Streamlit widgets. Format function is same as to format how the options are rendered. Key, help, on change, a function which we can call selectively to perform some actions on selection of this slider, and then args and key args are optional arguments passed to this on change function which we can call on the on change event of this slider, select slider. Then disable and label visibility. So let's try one example. Let me copy paste it. So here a range of options are available for this select slider. So these options starts from red and up to violet. So these are color of a rainbow. st.select slider, then mandatory label, and then options. Let me save it and see what is happening on the screen. So the label is, I have got a slider which is for strings. So I can select any color available in the list. One interesting thing is that I can pass any kind of any data type which is of iterable type in the options variable. Like I can pass a tuple here and it will work. It is still the same, and I can set a value as I was able to let me select this value to set this value to green. Then my slider is selecting green. So up to green it is there. One thing to note is that we have to pass actual color instead of actual color name instead of value of index instead of index. Okay. One more thing is there, I can pass a range, start value and end value of range. So then my select slider starts from red up to blue, and then it can be changed. So let us see the example. st dot write, let us see as it is first. So now I have this range slider based on texts starting from yellow to indigo. One more thing is that I can keep this slider to same value, means starting value and end value can be same. Interesting thing is here is that the value and the options both can be an iterable. I can give two values to create a range in slider, just like we were creating in date range as seen here, start time and okay, as we were creating in date range slider. So that's it for slider. Let's move on to next topic. So the next widget is st.textInput. Text input is nothing but it is equivalent to HTML element input, type is equal to text, value is equal to some value, placeholder is equal to placeholder. So let us see an example. The mandatory fields in text input are st.text st.text input. Mandatory field, first mandatory field is label, your name. Then second, it is not mandatory, but default value we can give value, means value is the value which is available at the time of first render of this text field. Let us say, let's keep it blank, or let us remove altogether, and let us say name is equal to this, then st dot write name. Let us see. So your name, if I am writing Sandeep, then st dot write is Sandeep. So this is like a form, input type is equal to text, value is equal to some value, placeholder is equal to placeholders. So let me pass a placeholder. So placeholder is equal to, let us say Surya. This Surya appears as placeholder. I can change, you can type something. And then if I want to keep a value on first render of this element, I can type here. Let me type Pradeep. So Pradeep will be available at first render of this on first render, and subsequently when we type, this value can be changed and it will be available inside this name variable. And so st.name, st.write is available. So Pradeep is already available. If I say Pradeep Kumar, then it changes to Pradeep Kumar. So that's it for text input. Another element is st dot number input. By analogy, we can understand that st dot number input is nothing but an HTML element of text type number, input type number. So if we want to write in HTML, then input type is equal to number, value is equal to some value, placeholder, etc. Let us see an example. Let us write a label, enter your age. So here this number is this input element is available. I can increment and decrement. Here precision can be set, means whether to allow float or not, and to allow negative values or not. So that we can do. So let us explore the options for input, number input. Then other options, we can see widget callback, widget doors. These are similar to on change functionality available in other widgets, so that you can explore. Then one more thing is step. So let me type step is equal to 1, it is number. Then now this step is increasing in a resolution of 1. If I type step is equal to 0.1, I have to give quotes. See here, if we want to give a step in float terms, then we have to write minimum value and maximum value as float only. So if step is 0.2, then minimum value is 0.00, maximum value is 100.00. If I increase the number by clicking on this plus sign, then this value is increasing in the range of 0.2. So that's it for number input. So similar to number input and text input is st dot text area. Text area is also mandatory requirement is label only. So remarks, let me give label to remarks, and then remarks is equal to this, then st dot write remarks, typo here, remarks. Now let us see the example. So Streamlit has created beautiful text area of default width and default height. Then optional arguments are maximum number of characters supported by this text area. Then label visibility, disabled or enabled, widget callback function. So on change, some function can be called which execute on change of this text area, that is widget callback. By default it's none. Args, widget args, keyword arg, क्या मतलब dictionary, in the form of dictionary or in the form of list can be passed to this text area. Then comes st dot date input. So all these input widgets have very good analogy with HTML input types. So input type is equal to text, input type is equal to number, input type is equal to date, and text area. These are all options available inside Streamlit, which we can create, which we can choose to create our website. Optional argument for date input is label. So pick your date of birth. Let us go to this thing. So pick your date of birth. Beautiful calendar, HTML calendar is available for our service. Now let us see available options for this. Minimum value, single date value, maximum value, single date value, on change, a function, arguments of this function, label visibility, etc. So all those things are pretty common, pretty same as earlier input widgets. So let us just see the example of min value and max value, which are readily used. So min value is equal to, we need to pass in the form of standard date. So let us say 09, let us say 01 dash 01. So minimum value is 1st January, and then max value is, max underscore value is, let us say 31st, so 2023 dash 12 dash 31st of December 2023. So let us see. Okay, so the format should be in the form of date time. So the error is like this, minimum value and maximum value should be in the form of a date time object. So let us create a date time object for this to see this example, date time dot date. Then let me pass year, month and day. Similarly, max value is 31st of December 2023. Okay, it accepts number here, so only numbers are allowed. Date time dot date time object does not apply int objects. Okay, let me troubleshoot it, because so let me, here date is not defined, so let me import date as well. So from date time import date time and date time. These were for earlier examples. Now I have imported date also. Because I have imported date separately, I can change this from date time dot date to date, and then pass year, month and day. Max value date, year, month and day. So let us see in the example whether I can go beyond January. No, it is not allowed. Similarly, because I have chosen 1 year, only 1 year calendar is available. Let us see, let me go to December and select 31st December. Now if I want to go to next date of another year, it is not allowing me. So this date input was similar to input type is equal to date in HTML. Okay, that's it for date. Now move on to next. So next is st dot time input. Means I can create time input fields in my website. Mandatory field is label. So let me select enter birth time. Let us see the output. So I am getting current time, and then in the span of 15 minutes, which is by default provided by Streamlit. This step size of 15 minutes can be reduced or increased by passing an option step, and step should be Similar to the option of time input, I can have a file upload input type is equal to file. If we go by HTML analogy, input type is equal to file. So the function is st.fileuploader. Mandatory thing is the label. So upload your file. Then options are accept multiple files, true or false. So if I say accept let us see first what is happening with this. So this drag and drop files here, beautiful input type file is available. I can choose from my files. Let us see what I can choose. I can choose some pictures. Nothing of that sort. I do not want to select from here. So okay, this icon has come. I can select this file. It's a large file of it's a video, so let me not select it, but if I select, the default limit is 200 MB per file. Okay, accept multiple files. If I give this argument, so as you have seen, single file can be uploaded or multiple files can be uploaded if accept multiple files is true. Let us see the example. Here accept multiple files is true, then I can drag and drop multiple files to upload. So here multiple files, first file is uploaded, then second file is also trying to upload. Because it's a large file, it will take some time. Limit per file is 200 MB. Let me cancel it. Okay, similar to this, similar to other widgets, I can pass a function. Let us say function name is call me. So I have to define call me function. So call me function is defined. It is saying if this file uploader anyhow changes, then call me. So let us see what happens if I select a file. This file has changed. So this function is called, call me function is called, and it has written okay, file is changed. So next second last input is st dot camera input. So if we have a camera and we want to capture real-time images in our web application, then we can use camera input. It is similar to input type is equal to capture inside in the HTML form. So if we use HTML, then input type is equal to capture. Equivalent option in Streamlit is st.camera input. The desired desired argument is label. So capture, let me say the label is capture image. Then see what happens here. So because camera is something related to privacy, this Streamlit, the browser asks for camera usage, device camera usage. So if you allow it, then this if you allow it, then this camera will start taking pictures. So let us say, okay, so let me give you a demo of this camera input. So I have allowed this camera input. So my photo is visible in my camera. I am clicking this take photo. This photo is captured here. I can clear it, then camera will restart again, take photo. So like this you can take camera input pictures also. On change of camera input, you can call a widget function. Similarly, you can pass a widget arguments. Label visibility can be set, and output is some snapshot files. So that's it for now. So if I capture this photo, then I can display this photo in the web page also. The code for this is the captured image is stored in img. So if img is captured, then this st.image, this is very bad picture, but let me clear it. So once I cleared it, that image is gone. So it means this image is available with me. I can save this image or take use of it. HTML has one more option of color selection. So if you are familiar with HTML, once again I am quoting example from HTML. So if input type is equal to color, then color widget, color palette comes, and we can select from different hexa values of colors. So similarly in Streamlit also we can use st dot color. Let us see what is the thing is st dot color picker. So the help was correct, st dot color picker, and here also the desired thing is choose color, store this color in the variable in Python, then if color, then st dot write color. Let us see what happens. I have just typed this random code without seeing anywhere. So we can choose the color. So let us say I have selected this color, then this st dot write means hexa value of the color is written in the web page. So in this way we can select our desired color. We can do anything with it. Even we can type this hexa value and color will move to a certain place. We can select RGB values also by this selector. So let me select some red. So you can play around with it. Nothing fancy but important. Let us see other options for this function. Then value, by default value on which the color palette remains selected. Then help string, on change of this color, on selection of anything. When this function changes, I can call a function, Python function. Instead of JavaScript, I can call a Python function. That's a beautiful thing. And then label visibility I can set. I can set disabled property. So that's it from this Streamlit widget